right? So someone has to do it. That small minority, that permanent small minority, right, have to always command the right and forbid the wrong. And let's look at that. Whenever, okay, whoever of you sees something wrong, change it with his hand. If he cannot, then change it with his tongue. We've heard them speak with their tongues. If unable, with his heart. And that is the weakest degree of faith. And you don't want to be a weak Muslim, do you? Command the right and forbid the wrong, or Allah will put the worst of you in charge, and the best will supplicate to Allah and be left unanswered. If they don't do this, Allah will ignore them, right? And those who do not change something wrong when they see it on the verge of a sweeping punishment from Allah, because Allah threatens them. If they don't do this, if they don't punch Hatun in the face, Allah will punish them, right? Now, it says here, some scholars stipulate that you must have permission to do so from the caliph, and this is untrue. For the Quranic verses and hadiths all indicate that whoever sees something wrong and does nothing has sinned. Stipulating that there must be permission from the caliph is mere arbitrary opinion. Okay, I'll take their word for it. Right, I'll skip forward here. It is now okay. Let's just skip forward. Get to the meat here. Okay. So if one knows, okay, it says here, if someone who is alone sees a corrupt person with a bottle of wine beside him and a sword in his hand, and he knows they will chop his neck, right? Don't do it, because there will be consequences for you. But it does say, let me just go forward here. The third degree of severity is to prohibit the act by admonition, by advice, and making the other fear Allah. Speak of the hadiths, bring him information, right? Then use harsh words. The fourth degree is to revile the person. If you look at the dictionary, revile means to abuse, to verbally abuse that person. So the fourth degree means reviling the person and bearing down on him with sharp, harsh words. Let me just see if I can zoom in so you guys can see this more clearly. One who does not resort to this degree, okay, one does not resort unless you are unable to prevent the person by politeness. Usually, as we know, they skip over politeness and go straight to the, anyway, yeah, right? And then righting the wrong by hand. The fifth degree consists of changing the blameworthy thing with one's hand, such as by breaking musical instruments, pouring out wine, and we'll see, throwing rocks. Break the bottles by throwing rocks. If you have to throw the rock through a window to break the well, hey, that's life, right? Let me see. Fleeing the battlefield is not permissible, even when death seems imminent. Yes, that is true. That's what Biden quoted, correct. He was quoting commanding the right and forbidding the wrong, which says that they need to use... See, jihad is a subset of commanding the right and forbidding the wrong. Do you think Islam will command the right with Yasir Qadi? He is very much orthodox. As far as I can tell, Yasir Qadi is 100% orthodox. He's following the rules. Yeah, Jeff, this is crazy stuff, right? Yeah, I'm also trying to wrap my head around this nonsense. Islam means success. I thought it means submission. Well, it'll bring you success. That's it. It says, now, it says here, break the instruments, for example, just enough to stop them being used for disobedience and no more, right? Or to be careful not to break the bottles and pouring out wines. But if you cannot, except by throwing rocks at the bottles, then do so, and you're not obliged to cover damages. If you hit him with a rock, you break his furniture, hey, that's okay. Then intimidation. The sixth degree is the threatening and intimidation, such as saying, stop this or I will... Yeah, if you read Al-Ghazali's original, it says, stop this or I will hit you on your neck, I will punch you, I will attack you.